Hi, this is Jeff Brindley from Retirement and Wealth Strategies, and welcome back to Biblical Principles for Your Finances. I'm going to start this week with Scripture. We've talked a little bit about strategy and investment strategy and setting all that up, but now we're starting to dive into the Scripture piece of Biblical Principles for Your Finances. And one of the things I want to make sure that's clear is that I'm going to read the Scripture and I'm going to give you my thoughts, my reflections on that particular piece of Scripture. But I want to hear from you. So I'm hoping that you will post your thoughts, and your thoughts may be completely different than mine. And that's wonderful, because that might turn on a light bulb for me of something I've never thought about for this piece of Scripture and the subsequent Scriptures I'm going to be talking about in subsequent videos. And then after you post, then you might trigger something for somebody else, and then they can post as well. So I want to hear your thoughts. Hopefully you'll be posting your thoughts as well. So this first scripture is 1 Samuel, and it's chapter 2, verse 7. And it goes like this: "The Lord makes poor and makes rich, humbles and exalts." And I think that many of us have suffered through poverty, and we've also all had, I think, maybe had some wealth along the way as well. And poverty and wealth can take many forms. It can be financial, it can be spiritual, physical, and even mental. And so my question for you is, have you ever been humbled financially by the Lord? I know that I have. I've been, what I would consider in poverty and in wealth. In poverty, when I was starting up my business, I was making $0. I had an income of zero. And so I had to build up my business over time. And it's very hard. Anybody that started up a business, it's very hard to start up a business. You put in a lot of hours. You have a lot of meetings with people, and so it's very hard. And although I've always had a roof over my head, that was like a little bit of poverty for me, because I wasn't used to that. I used to be in the corporate world, and I wasn't used to that, having $0 coming in. So in poverty, God humbled me to the point that I got down on my knees and I pledged all things to Him. I pledged my heart, my business, my finances, really my entire life to Him. And I started thinking about this. I thought, it's all His anyway. So what have I really pledged to Him? So I guess that, one of the things that I did pledge is that I would be a good steward to the things that He's given me. So that's one thing I did realize. And even in poverty, He has given so much. In fact, I think in poverty, maybe He's given me a little bit more than in wealth. In wealth, I had a tendency to pull away from the Lord. I thought I could do it all myself. In poverty, I realized that I needed God, and I pledged the rest of my life to Him. If you're in financial poverty right now, take heart. God is teaching you to handle your finances. He is teaching you how to make good with what very little that you have. He's also likely teaching you how to humble yourself and draw near to Him. If you're financially wealthy, make sure that you don't pull away from Him. I pulled away from Him. I thought, you know what? A little bit of pride took over, and I thought I can do this all myself. But rather than pulling away from Him, pray to God to help you determine how the gift He has given you in wealth can be best used for His purposes. So I'm Jeff Brindley. Again, post your comments, and God bless.